like this of us surviving. I'm not talking about becoming big. I'm not talking about becoming number one. I'm talking the odds are just like this of us surviving.
In the face of impossible odds, those original 85 licensed people in one state began to grow. In 1977, A.L. Williams produced $150 million of term life insurance. But by 1980, that number had already grown to $4.1 billion. The 100-year-old paper tiger started to fight back.
That was at the time when they was trying to outlaw our product and just throw us out of business.
Here in Georgia?
Here in Georgia, and you and I and Bo Adams went down to a hotel room, and it was filled with smoke. We had a bunch of politicians in there, and you got up and gave the best presentation I've ever heard you give in my life. And when you got through, one of the politicians got up and he says, "Art, there's no problem at all. All you got to do is come up with $10,000 or $15,000 and we'll solve your problem." And I watched your face just go completely white.
And we said, well, if we have to buy that kind of favor, then our competition got a lot more money than we got. You know, we can't live. I mean, the only thing we got is doing what's right.
If you're gonna lay your life on the line for something, you like to be around somebody like me. If you wanna whip Art Williams, then folks, it's gonna be one long, bloody, drawn out fight.
This was my dadgum life. This wasn't any game. This was serious dadgum business.
And I get emotional when I think about what the competition did to us in the past. They loved rubbing our nose in it like you can't believe. The crap and abuse we had to take before we were strong and powerful and before we could attack like we can do right now, I'll never forgive them, folks, as long as I'm president of this company.
The power of what's right and the power of men and women willing to dream again would not be stopped. The color of the map began to change.
A.L. Williams was born believing in taking a position. We believe in buy term and invest the difference. We believe in selling the American consumer what we own on our own life. And we believe in doing it the same way, selling the same product, the same concept every dadgum time. You might not buy our product and you might not come to work with our company, but you dadgum sure know where we stand every time.
In 1984, A.L. Williams won its first national championship by beating Prudential.
In the largest industry in the world, there's a new number one. And you know why? It ain't Prudential, dadgum.
In 1984, A.L. Williams also began expansion into Canada to take on another industry giant that had been in business since 1874. The battle that was being waged in the lower 48 would prove no easier north of the border.
I was talking to Dick Morgan in Canada. I was calling Dick to congratulate him. Man, he says, "Oh, there's some hairy crap going on up here. All they need to do in Canada is get us mad. Man, they get us mad and they better watch out because we going after their, right?" So we visited with the regulators for a year. We visited with the politicians in Canada for a year. And I'm telling you right now, you Canadians, those assholes up there ain't no better than the assholes in the United States.
In 1985, A.L. Williams beat the number 2 and number 3 life insurance companies combined. Then, in 1986, the ragtag army of A.L. Williams termites beat the number 2, number 3, and number 4 companies combined in life insurance issued with over $71 billion. And that battle being waged in the North? In 1986, A.L. Williams would topple the century-old behemoth London Life by issuing $1.9 billion of life insurance in only 2 years. And in year 3, A.L. Williams became number 1 in all of Canada.
You know what? I could die today a happy man. I'm so dadgum proud to be part of A.L. Williams, I can't stand it.
Throughout the 80s, A.L. Williams would continue to run up the score and completely dominate the largest industry in American business. In 1989, A.L. Williams had $93 billion of life insurance issued, with its closest competitor far behind.
You know what? I like being number one. It feels
it feels good to be the best, to be the dadgum national champ, right? You want to knock A.L. Williams off? Well, you better bring your dadgum lunch, because we ain't going to give it to you. It's going to be a long, bloody, tough fight, I guarantee you. We'll fight you in the morning, in the afternoon, all night, and all the next dadgum day. Folks, think about this. In any city, village, or town in Canada or the United States, I don't care if it's 15 million people like in Los Angeles or 10,000 people in Cairo, Georgia, where I grew up. You walk in any city or any town and you find a local insurance office, and you walk in there and you ask them they ever heard about A.L. Williams, and their face gets red and they start squirming in their chairs. You know what? You know what? Everybody in the largest industry in the world knows A.L. Williams is the undisputed leader. You're number one in everybody's mind.